In last class we have discussed about WDM scheme, that is wavelength division multiplexing scheme. Next we'll go with the features of WDM. Means features means what are the advantage it is having, we'll see here under the features. Fine. In this features now, what are the features we have? We have mainly 4 features. We can do capacity upgrading, this is the first feature. Next, transparency, wavelength routing, wavelength switching. We can do all the things. First we'll see capacity upgrading. Obviously we have seen that if we use only one transmitter for the transmissions through this optical fiber cable, then this complete bandwidth of this fiber will be wasted. So if you want to utilize complete bandwidth of this optical fiber, you should use wavelength division multiplexing. So because of this, capacity upgrading can be possible if we use this wavelength division multiplexers, since each wavelength supports independent data rate in Gbps. So you can able to transmit the data with a Gbps speed. Next we can have second feature as a transparency. WDM can carry fast asynchronous, slow synchronous, analog and digital data. You know the meaning of synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous means if there is any time synchronization between transmitter and receiver, you can call this one as synchronous. If there is no synchronization between transmitter and receiver time, means you can call this one as asynchronous. Here this WDM wavelength division multiplexers support fast asynchronous and slow asynchronous. If you use fast asynchronous, means it will not support. So it will support fast asynchronous and slow synchronous data transmission. Next is of wavelength routing. Means here you are using multiplexer. This multiplexer has n number of inputs and one output. You can change the channel. You can route this particular wavelength in particular channel. That can be possible here. What they have written? Link capacity, flexibility can be increased by using multiple wavelengths. Next feature is wavelength switching. WDM can add or drop multiplexers, cross connects and wavelength converters. Here now you can add n number of users and you can able to drop that also. Next you can have type of WDM. We have mainly 2 types. What are these 2 types? First one is unidirectional WDM. Next is bidirectional WDM. You already know the meaning of unidirectional, means only one way data transmission. Bidirectional means you can able to send the data from both the ends. Both ends means you can send the data from transmitter to receiver end back again to transmitter end. That type of bidirectional data transmission is possible in this case. First we will go with the unidirectional. A unidirectional WDM system is used to combine different source. Next we can go with a bidirectional WDM. In bidirectional WDM system, 2 or more wavelength can be transmitted simultaneously in either direction over the same fiber. Here in this diagram you can observe, here you have WDM multiplexer. This is WDM device. At the receiver side also you have WDM device. Here you can observe that this WDM device, it is supporting one transmitter and one receiver. This is also supporting another transmitter and receiver. Means you can send the data from this transmitter toward this transmitter. Means you are sending the data in this direction from left side toward right side. Next, by using this transmitter and this receiver, you are sending the data in a reverse direction from right side back again to left side. This is a bidirectional WDM. Next, categories of WDM. What are the categories you have in wavelength division multiplexing? We have mainly three categories: coarse WDM, dense, ultra dense WDM. Fine. First, we'll go with the coarse wavelength division multiplexing. In coarse means it is in less number, means it can carry 4 to 16 wavelength per fiber, means it is supporting 4 to 16 transmitter. Transmitter number is less here. Here transmitter number is less, so you are not using all the bandwidth of the fiber efficiently. So no efficient bandwidth utilization can be possible here, and also amplification will be difficult, but this is very cheap, so it is of less cost. This is the feature of coarse wavelength division multiplexing. Next we go with dense wavelength division multiplexing. Here we will see dense wavelength division multiplexing can carry more than 32 wavelength per fiber, means it can support 32 transmitter and 32 receiver. Efficient bandwidth utilization can be possible here, because obviously here you have more number of transmitter, so you are using complete bandwidth of this transmitter. Next, better capacity because of increased density, means you have utilized complete bandwidth of this channel. So this is the feature of dense wavelength division multiplexing. Next, third one is ultra dense wavelength division multiplexing. It can carry more than 100 wavelength per fiber. So it is of active or passive, means here in this ultra, this name itself gives you the information. It is supporting up to 100 transmitter and 100 receiver. This is the feature of ultra dense wavelength division multiplexing. Next we can have match gender interferometer. It is called as a MZI multiplexer. We'll see this concept in next video clip. In this clip, what we have discussed? We have discussed what are the features of this WDM is there. We have mainly 4 features. Next we have discussed what are the types of WDM. Next we have discussed unidirectional WDM, bidirectional WDM. We have discussed these 2 types. Next we have classified WDM into 3 categories, that is coarse WDM, dense WDM, ultra dense WDM. So it is called as a coarse, dense and ultra dense based on how many number of users it is supporting. So what are the university questions we may get? We will get what is WDM, how it is implemented. Next, with respect to this concept what we have discussed, explain advantage of WDM they have given. In that feature of WDM itself we have the advantage. With help of neat diagram explain the operation of WDM. Explain wavelength division multiplexing network containing various types of optical fibers. These are the concepts we have discussed in this class. Thank you.